Hey G.I. Joe fans, welcome to this G.I. Joe toy review, where today we are going to be looking at Flint in our G.I. Joe Leadership Month. And in this one, we are looking at Flint, and we are also looking at Tiger Force Flint. So this one we are doing, we're going to do our shout outs of the week now, before we get to Flint, starting with 48 South Loudon Street, which is the home of Back to the Media. And at Back to the Media, you can get all, and I do mean all, your video game needs. From the Atari all the way up to current systems, games for each console, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, vinyl records, you name it, they got it there. So go ahead and check them out. But if you need other stuff to go along with your game systems that you can't get it Back to the Media, or you just need your console or your PC or your laptop fixed, you could go to over to Play It Again Games, which is right there on Middle Road, right behind the Sheets. So go ahead and check them out. And if you need toys and collectibles such as G.I. Joe or Transformers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Thundercats or whatever you collect, Star Wars, He-Man, you can go to Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street here in Winchester, Virginia. And you can go and get all your toys and collectibles there. I mean, I've got this Flint from eBay, or not Amazon, and I got this Flint from eBay. But of course, I didn't get either one of them from Time Travelers. But you could get G.I. Joes from Time Travelers, so that will work in itself. And while you're there, you can also check out all your stuff at Time Travelers. But if you have a youngster who is learning build problem solvings and things of that nature, you could go to over to Thinker Toys at 106 South Loudon Street here in Winchester, and get your fix over there. So definitely check them out. And I'm sorry, I'm just digging up some loose change over here that I got sitting on the table. But you can definitely do your stuff at Thinker Toys. And while you're there, you could go over to dang. Okay, if you need comic books and you're in Winchester, you can go over to 80 Weems Lane, to the Big Blue House, to Four Color Fantasies, and get all your comic books from Marvel to DC to IDW and various titles such as G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, Superman, Spider-Man, all forms in between. Archie Comics also. Definitely check them out. But if you're in the Salisbury, North Carolina area looking for comic books, you can go to Comic Monsters. Both of them are very cool places. I started my G.I. Joe collection at Comic Monsters, the comic book and the action figure collection at Comic Monsters. Back in 2017 when this channel first launched, almost 8 years ago. Thank y'all for a wonderful 8 years. Everybody that has viewed my channel and everybody that has subscribed. So please share this channel, and if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe and share. Do your thing. And but back to our shout outs of the week. You could go over to Piccadilly Street, 39 Piccadilly Street, for some good Jamaican food from Tropical Islands with Lloyd and his wonderful staff. So definitely go ahead and check them out. And you could definitely do that. I highly suggest it. And definitely do that. And if you need some tree work done, like a tree removed or tree stump pulled, go ahead and get Stoneberger's tree service or mixed tree service. Both of them do great work. Both of them do great yard work, tree service work. So definitely check them out. But if you're looking for a bank to go to, may I suggest Bank of Clark or United Bank here in Winchester. Both of them are good banks, great banks. And go ahead and deal with them both. You know, if you want to, or just pick one or the other. And definitely check them out. And if you're looking for insurance, whether it be car insurance, auto insurance, and whatnot, go and check out, State Farm or Farmers. Both of them got great policies. You could get great quotes. And definitely check them out. And Cobra Island is a proud sponsor of mental health awareness. So, if you need therapy, which there's nothing wrong with it, you could go see Robert C. Brown at Healing Grace Counseling Services. Get some great counseling there. He's a great guy, great person. So definitely check him out. And if he's not what you're looking for, there's other great therapy places here in Winchester. Check them out. Or if you're not in the Winchester area, or just want something different, you can get a hold of a National Counseling Group. You know, they got very good services. And definitely check them out. But if you need psychiatry, may I suggest going to Northwestern Community Services here in Winchester, Front Royal, or go to your local psychiatrist office. But if you're looking for somebody to text right now, and you can text 741-741. They got people standing by. Or you can check out 988 if you need to hear a human voice. But if it's a real dire emergency, hurry up and get to your closest emergency room or dial 911. And but let's get ahead and get on to Flint. We're going to start by reading his file card. It says Warrant Officer, codename Flint, and there's a picture of Flint with the G.I. Joe logo. And it says file name Fairborn-R. Primary military specialty is infantry. Secondary military specialty is helicopter pilot. Birthplace is Wichita, Kansas. His grade is a E6. We should say W6, W06. You know, because he's a warrant officer. It says Flint was a Rhodes Scholar and earned his degree in English Lit. Bored by the graves of academe, he enlisted in the Army and applied the tenacity and concentration he had used so well scholastically to grind his way through airborne school, ranger school, special forces school, and finally flight warrant officer school, graduating each with top honors. A thorough tactical planner, Flint drafted and personally led a half-dozen rescue missions in hostile territories that, for obvious reasons of security, were never published, let alone admitted to. Quote at the bottom, I don't know who it's by, but it's not by Flint, but it's about Flint. And it says, we had thought Cobra had us in the stinking dungeon for good. So we didn't know what was going down when we heard that chopper coming in and all of the heavy hardware going off like the 4th of July. Then somebody kicked down the door to our cell, and when the smoke cleared, there was Flint, with that lopsided grin saying, come on, boys, we're going home. You know, so that makes it sound like Flint's a real badass, which he technically is. But let's look at his accessories. He's got his figure stand, upraised G.I. Joe logo, codename Flint on the front. He also comes with his shotgun, which is pretty cool, which actually fit him perfect due to his code name. And he also comes with a hand pistol. So, of course, let's take a look at the sculpting and the paint colors of Flint. Of course, he had a web gear, and I took it off because I don't really care for the web gear on my figures. But it is what it is. But he's got his black Flint hat, beret hat, which he's not the only beret in G.I. Joe, because you had Stalker, Beachhead, Falcon, and a couple others that had a beret. But of course, his head can swivel all the way around. His arm can raise to about that high. Rotate all the way around. He can bend at the elbow. As you can see. About so far. He can rotate at the elbow. Swivel at the wrist, as you can see. And he does have his ab crunch feature. But he's got the black shirt with the gray badge, somewhat like Duke has. Red on his epaulets. And he's got his green fatigues, brown boots. And of course his legs go like this far. He's got a holster for the gun. His leg can move up that high. Double knee joint. And of course his ankle can pivot. As well as rotate. So let's go ahead and take a look at Flint geared up. And put the flintlock right there. And you could also put the pistol right there. And he's all geared up. So I'm going to take the pistol out so I can look at it to go with Tiger Force Flint. Who we're looking at next. And this is a color variant, mainly because this version of Flint is in a G.I. Joe sub team. But we're going to starting out like we did with 25th Anniversary Flint, and look at him in his file card. Where it says Tiger Force Leader, codename Flint. And there's Flint in his Tiger Force uniform. With the G.I. Joe logo. And it says file name Fairborn Dashiell R. Primary military specialty is warrant officer. Secondary is helicopter pilot. Birthplace is Wichita, Kansas. Grade is E6. This would be a W06 or W6. But, hey, Hasbro just printed that on there. And both of these are... This is basically says the same thing as the other one. Except for some Tiger Force differences. So, of course, it says, everything's the same, but it just added the sentence at the bottom where it says, he is one of the leaders of the Tiger Force Special Assault Group that goes behind enemy lines using captured enemy equipment. And then the quote at the bottom is exactly the same. So I don't need to go over that. But, other than that, everything's the same, except for that one line. So let's take a look at his accessories. Codename Flint, upright G.I. Joe logo. And he's got a gray flintlock pistol this time, or shotgun this time. As well as the black pistol. So let's take a look at this Flint. Uniform is very different. He's got a brown beret this time. And his head can rotate and swivel. Got some good up and down movements. Look either way. And of course his shirt isn't black this time. It's actually brown with black tiger stripes with the same badge on there, but no red on his epaulets this time. And he's also got gloves and a watch on. But the arms can move the same like this. A little bit higher on this Flint. And he can rotate all the way around. He can bend it a little bit better at the elbow. Swivel all the way around. And his wrist can swivel. He's got a little bit better articulation than the on Tiger Force Flint than on the original. Still got the ab crunch feature. His legs can split to about there. And his pants are actually in a darker green. More of a forest green. But he's also got gloves on his hands. I think I mentioned that. Knee can bend the same way with the double knee bend. Ankle can pivot. as well as maneuver all the way around. You know, and let's gear him up. And there he is. It's this big 25th anniversary Flint out. The only one I didn't put in with this showing because I really wanted to show Flint in his two main G.I. Joe uniforms. It's the Flint in the Cobra uniform. You know, because, I mean, that's for a special cartoon episode I want to do eventually later on. But, Flint does have a very major role in the G.I. Joe cartoon universe mythos. He does have a romantic link with Lady J. And he is also linked in the Transformers cartoon. Just as Cobra Commander as Old Snake. But Flint's kind of directly, indirectly involved in the G.I. Joe or Transformer series. Especially in Season 3, because we're covering that on the Transformers cartoon episodes of Season 3, where I mentioned Marissa Fairborn, which is believed to be, being that Flint's file name is Dashiell Fairborn. You got Marissa Fairborn in the cartoon of the Transformers, which is led to be believed that he is Flint, or that she is Flint and Lady J's daughter. And there was this older guy that actually was voiced by the same guy that did Flint in the Killing Jar episode. And he looks like what Flint would look like as an older gentleman of in his late 50s, early 60s look. But it's really a good where he's connected to Transformers due to his quote-unquote daughter. But which I think is pretty cool. You know, this is both these figures, both Tiger Force and the original Flint are great figures. Top tier figures, top tier characters. He's really a badass. He's up there with Duke, where he's intellectually in charge, but he's like number 3 on the pecking order. But right behind General Hawk and Duke. And he did get his chance to shine in the Deke series in the 90s by being the leader of the Eco Warriors, which I will have that Flint eventually here soon. But I know I'm doing a lot of redos because right now I'm in a financial snag, can't get anything new. Which actually gives me a chance to do updated versions of these figures of my collection. But I'm glad to have Flint in my collection, you know, and so on and so forth. But we're going to trudge on with G.I. Joe Leadership Month and with B-Ted next week. So tune in to look for that. So see you in the next one. And as for this episode, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. See you in the next one. Peace.